Hello and welcome to Bloodborne. We start in this clinic, and when you inspect the note, it says, "Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt." What exactly is pale blood in this game? According to Miyazaki, there's two different ways to interpret this. Pale blood could mean that the color of the sky changing after you defeat Rom, and the Mensa's secret ritual is revealed. The sky there is a very pale blue, and that's what one of the interpretations is. One of them is the monster that comes out of the moon, meaning the moon presence, which is one of the endings unlocked at the end of the game. And in the Japanese version of the game, it's made very clear that the hunter who you play as is actually the one who wrote down the note, almost reminding themselves of what they're coming to seek. This is going to be my playthrough of the game. Somewhat walkthrough-like, somewhat playthrough-like. I'll be playing all of the main game and the DLC. And if it isn't made clear, I've played the game before. So we start off in Yharnam. I quite like the starting level of this game. I think it's well made. I think it's a good introduction to the game, and not unreasonably difficult. I think Cleric Beast, which is the first optional boss you can fight, isn't too bad. And Father Gascoigne is a step up in difficulty, but very manageable and certainly very reasonable once you've collected the Molotovs. We can talk to our first NPC here.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance. Across the valley to the east.
Okay, so it's always good to exhaust dialogue off NPCs. You never know when they're going to give you an item. I'm just going to go through and unlock some shortcuts here. Before I progress the area, I like to unlock all the shortcuts. especially on a returning character. I'm just gonna pick up some shards on the way. The enemies in this game appear quite scary and quite daunting until you realize that you're able to just run past most of them, if not all of them. Similar to other games, they have some form of aggro range. Right here I wait for the Yharnamites to come down the stairs. Wait for them to come out into this courtyard, and then I run past them. If you don't wait, you can often get stuck in the stairs. Pick up another bloodstone shard. These are used for weapon upgrades. And we're gonna go pick up some easy insight so we can start leveling. I like to run to collect based and get rid of X in my game. You get the insight as soon as he leaps over and the health bar appears. You can just quit out and load back in. So it'll always place you outside of the boss fog, and then we can just walk back, turn around and take a right up here, and this will unlock some more shortcuts. Oops. Even I forget things sometimes. I'd say this is the most important shortcut to get, since it's right back to the lantern and unlocks the rest of the level. Pick up another bloodstone shard here. Might need to wait for this guy to get out of this doorway so we can walk past. We'll pick up some weapons soon. If we cut across here, we can pick up some cold dew and open up the door that was closed from the other side. Down here are some dogs, and you can also get down here from up there. We're just gonna run through and cut down some items. And speak to our first visible NPC in Yharnam.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
So Eileen will
Prepare
give you
yourself
Bold Hunter's
for the
marks.
worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Quite like how Eileen basically tells us to get on with it. Almost sounds slightly frustrated, in a way. But not overly scorning. Just gonna pick up these items that we dropped down. We're just gonna go through this sewer here. That rat managed to hit me. Definitely watch out for these guys with guns. Oops, it's the wrong side. Well, you win some, you lose some. We'll be coming back for the items, so don't worry. And if we go up the ladder, there's a madman's knowledge. We can come over here and start climbing to unlock another shortcut and an NPC. This is where it links back to. Back to the second courtyard area, past where that big mob were.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Can you please look for my mum? Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears
Okay, it's the end of the dialogue. I will be picking up some hunter's attire, because the clothes you start with aren't very good. Stats aren't the biggest thing in this game to do with clothing, but the gear you start with is very weak, it's very poor. Very low defenses across the board. Pick up another weapon upgrade back here. And another one. That should be enough to get the weapon to +2. I think for my first weapon I'm going to start off with Sword Spear. Just because I believe it's a better version of the Sword Cleaver. But at the end of the day there's no best version, worst version. It really comes down to what weapon you prefer using. Gonna pick this up and come around this corner to the left to pick up our first item set. That's okay. It's definitely worth dying for the armor set. We'll be coming back here anyway. Here we get to pick up our first weapons and have our first interaction with the doll. I guess this really doesn't matter, so I'll grab the axe since I never usually grab it. And the hunter's pistol. It's interesting that the first time we come here, even with an insight, the doll is still inactive. I'm gonna equip our first set of armor. As you can tell, the differences between this armor and the other one is very different. Though the other one does have slightly more slow poison resist, enemies in the first area won't be poisoning you. Alright. Okay, here we are back in Central Yharnam, and we're gonna go fight Cleric Beast. Cleric Beast is an optional boss, but I highly recommend fighting him. I'd say he's a good learning experience for new players, and he drops, I believe, he either drops or you get a hunter badge from killing him. What I'd recommend is getting behind his legs and not locking the camera onto him. I find that when you lock the camera on, it makes the fight quite a bit harder. You're just gonna hit him in the legs over and over again. Staying in front of him is basically when you'll be in front of his hands. Rather his claws, I should say. I was correct. Sword Hunter badge. And there are also quicksilver bullets in this arena. Many players, after beating the boss, come over here and realize they can't progress. Although this may look like an area, it's actually not, but it does link up to somewhere else further on in the game. My belief is that it's cut content. So, after killing Cleric Beast, we're going to go back to the dream and level up. Also, the doll will be active after getting the 1 insight and leaving and returning back. So, she'll be active now. Sometimes, if she's gone from here, it means she's moved. And she'll be praying at this grave. Interesting, it's also the grave used to access the DLC.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes. Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in a dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Ah, the little ones, inhabitants of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? Ah, speak. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
And if we come into the clinic, we can talk to Gehrman.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
I hope German is just referring to leveling up. Maybe we should take his advice and not really think too hard on it. We're going to go to an NPC and then we will I think it's my least favorite move these guys do. If we come through the way we unlocked earlier, we can talk to an NPC. That way you can later on send back to the main hub area of the game. You'll notice this dog over here, and he's actually not like the other dogs. You know why? This dog doesn't respawn.
You're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe place?
Right now the only thing you can answer with is no.
I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. But if you once had got off your arse, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what will it be? Are you going to tell me you're not?
The only option we have is no, because we don't know of any safe places, so we are being truthful here.
Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks. Now what is it now? Are much better ways to pass the time. Unless you found me a nice safe place.
We've been over here, but we'll turn around and we will get the shortcut to Gascoigne, Father Gascoigne, which is the second boss of this area. Harder than Cleric Beast, but not too bad. The elevator to our right, well, to our left now has these trolls guarding it. They're quite easy to parry, and they should die to one visceral attack once you have a +2 weapon, which is what I currently have. The elevator's just through there, but it's inactive right now, so we're gonna go get it. We'll also go back and kill the wolf at the start. This wolf is also a non-respawning enemy, but there are other wolves throughout the level. It's interesting that the wolf at the start, which has half health, actually gives you less blood echoes than the wolves on the bridge. And if we come here and look up, we can talk to another NPC.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt.
If you return to Yosefka's clinic, I think after killing Gascoigne, or at least reaching Odin Chapel, you may notice something different with Yosefka, and it's because she's become an imposter. Well, been replaced, I should say. This enemy here, I only recommend fighting if you have some experience with the game, or you are confident in doing so, because they are quite hard enemies, even for me. There's a lot of enemies in this area, but they become very manageable once you get good at the combat. Personally, my way of doing it is going up that side and dropping behind them, but there are other ways to do it. We'll see if we can get a few more levels before we fight the boss of the area. So I'll show you what I do. I come up here, drop down, and get behind this guy with a gun. And you also have to watch out for the dog that's in this corner. Once the riflemen are dead, this area becomes a lot more easier. Much easier, much more manageable. Always remember that your weapon has 2 modes, and it pays to switch between them. If you come over here, there's also another way you can drop down to the area of the dogs. And if we come up here and go down here again, we can unlock the shortcut to get Gascoigne. It's very important in this game that you get good at using the left-hand pistol weapons. You can see how much easier parrying makes the game. you'll notice up here to the left is where we picked up the item set and died to this guy. He's much more manageable now, we actually have gear. Ooh, and that's not a bad drop. Luckily these guys are very slow, so easy to land fully charged heavy attacks on. I'd urge you to keep an eye out for these crows. Haven't seen that move too often. I always shoot these off. And then up here is the shortcut to Gascoigne. And back down there is a pig enemy that we can fight. And some items, as well as the hunter badge next to the pig. So we walk up this ladder, take a left, and there's the shortcut. I'm just going to activate it now and walk away. We'll come down here to the pig, kill it hopefully, and then pick up the items, gain some levels, and fight Father Gascoigne. $431 blood echoes this early on is not bad at all. If anyone's curious what was behind the pig, you come up here, and oftentimes the troll will accidentally hit himself with this flaming ball that he's trying to attack the player with. So we'll see if the glitch happens this time. There he goes. And it always does enough to leave him just on one hit. I think he killed all the enemies as well. There's a body over here. And right before Gascoigne, I believe there's an item as well. fact, we're going to use a Bold Hunter's Mark right now. I've never actually used the tiny music box during the gas quint fight. I usually just fight him normally. But I think we'll try it out this time. I believe it stuns him, or staggers him. I'll head back to the Hunter's Dream, level up, and then fight the final boss of the starting area. The final boss of Central Yharnam.
Welcome. Very
Nice, we can get 25 vitality. What's it gonna cost for the next level up? 3,396. Okay. We'll head back to Central Yharnam, take the elevator, and then fight Father Gascoigne. Take the elevator that we activated earlier, and get ready to fight the boss. We're just gonna run past the enemies here.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Alright, let's try the music box.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Oh, it does stagger him. Interesting. See, he kind of clutches his head, or... Oh, he's transforming. This is where those Molotovs we picked up earlier come in handy. Oh, he missed. Oh, he keeps doing this jumping attack. That's Father Gascoigne down. Appears he's extremely weak to fire. That'll give us the Tomb of Odin key. And we'll light this and then walk up these stairs. Take a left. Drop down and pick up one of the first blood gems of the game. And a decent one at the start as well. We'll go up to Odin Chapel, which is up the stairs again, and open these doors. We're also going to use the red jeweled bracelet, which will give us a blood gem. This chest will give us the ability to slot blood gems into weapons, increasing their damage or adding special effects to them. This is Odin Chapel, and one of the most frequently used areas, hub areas of the game. Talk to this NPC here.
Hmm? Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. Screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yharnam's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Odin Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind. I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone while hunting, tell them about this here Odin Chapel. If they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
I believe that's the end of his dialogue.
I know I shouldn't be...
Right. We'll head back to the Hunter's Dream and level up, and then send some NPCs back here. He's basically just instructing you to send NPCs back to Odin Chapel.
I must have drifted off. What is it you desire? Very well. Farewell, good.
We'll head back to Central Yharnam and send some NPCs back, as well as picking up an item. You'll notice that the sky has changed here. Quite like the way the skybox looks right now.
So what is it now? A much better way to pass the time. Unless you found me a nice safe place. Well, what do you know? An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with. Oh, enough with you. Trot along. Chop, chop. Oh, enough with
Okay,
you.
that's the end of the dialogue. We'll head back now to the main lantern and then talk to our second NPC that we're going to send back. Might as well kill a few more enemies on the way. Maybe pick up another level. I'll talk to this guy again.
You needn't concern yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But before I did this, I made no use of it, but perhaps you. What afflicted me was incurable, but this town gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate, unharmed by the plague of beasts. I can even die human. Don't.
Okay. And that will give us the flame sprayer, which we can't wield right now, but that's how you get it. He does make you feel for him, doesn't he? Gives you an item, talks to you, tries to assist the player, and to know that he's dying, it's quite sad. Bloodborne by no means is a very cheery, happy game, but it has its own joys in it.
Hello, Miss Hunter. Still can't find my mum. Oh, okay. I can wait. But isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Miss Hunter?
Whichever you tell her, she'll end up dying, so I suppose we'll tell her about Urden Chapel.
Yes, okay. Don't you, Miss Hunter? I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
Really does pull at your heartstrings, doesn't it?
Don't you, Miss Hunter? I love you all.
Let me just deal with this guy down here. Oof, messed that one up a bit. Now, I'm not sure if we have to reset the area for it to happen, but basically what we're going to do is pick up an item, which is the ribbon that the child there will drop once they've unfortunately passed. Before you ask, there's no way to save them, so they'll always die no matter what you tell them. I believe the worst choice you can make is sending them to Yosefka's clinic, which a lot of people don't know will actually not give you the ribbon item. Perhaps we reload the area, so leave and come back. See how close we are to leveling up.
Well, very well.
3,600 is needed. Perhaps we could sell something. Oops, let's buy. I'm gonna sell these throwing knives since I don't use them. And I think I'll sell the Hunter's Axe. I can always rebuy them, so it's not the big deal. It's not a big deal.
Well, very well. Let me start.
I'm gonna put this next level into Arcane. That will allow us to wield the Flame Sprayer. For this playthrough, I'm going to be doing a Blood Tinge and Arcane build. I've never played the game like that before, so it'll be a first. And if we run back over this way... Oh, my bad, I've gone the wrong way. What am I talking about? If we turn around this way and go straight past these trolls, we will see what became of Gascoigne's daughter. From this elevator, take a right, go down this ladder, and you'll come to this pig again. Red messenger ribbon. After killing the pig. That means that Gascoigne's daughter seems to have been killed by the man-eater boar that's down in the sewers. she could not make it to Urden Chapel. Okay, our next place to visit is back to Urden Chapel, and we're also going to equip the Red Messenger Ribbon, which is done from the Hunter's Stream. Ah, I think we went to the wrong place. Meant to go back to Cathedral Ward. It's okay, it's very close. So, I'm gonna go back up there to Cathedral Ward, and that's where we'll continue.